And it's wobbling. There you go. Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me today is Xavier Hill.
Once again, MVP is in the ring, so that can only mean one thing. Big things popping, little things stopping. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the view, because the Heavens Monsters podcast is for people better than you.
Today we are going to do the second part of our podcast, is that of February 21st, Smackdown, as well as 205 Live. I need to correct myself. It's Friday Night Smackdown. I'm about to say Smackdown Live again. I still got that in my memory. So today, let's go ahead and start with the fact that the Usos have made their return to Friday Night Smackdown, as well as shouting out to their tag team partners, the New Day. And then they go back and forth with each other. And you can come in if you want, bro. You can come into this, because I know you're interested in these two tag teams. He would go in at each other, calling each other out, compliment one another. And then Big E is the one that first takes the first shot, saying that while they are the 6-time tag team champions,
6-time tag team champions,
it would be the New Day that got the one-ups on them. I was like, woo-hoo-hoo, it got hot real quick up there. It got real steamy. Woo. And here to crash the party would be their opponents, none other than the Miz and Morrison. Even trying to get the crowd to start cheering their little catchphrase, like, Joe, Miz, oi, oi, oi. I'm like, oi, 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 yes, 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 or something, whatever the hell they were trying to do. They had some of the crowds doing it, and then all of a sudden they get the boos.
Wow.
And then they even go so far as to mention Dolph Ziggler, who had a hot date last week on Valentine's Day. And we're talking about 3, 2, 1, Mandy. Oh, we're going to talk about that later. We would have Dolph Ziggler coming in with his partner, the glorious Robert Roode. Yep. In which case, this would be an interesting tag team between the two, and they go on to be the winners alongside the New Day. The Usos get the super kick in, but there's something I want to mention. During the moment when John Morrison and Big E were in the ring, and Big E almost had the upset of getting the pinfall, we would see something interrupting the program, but it wasn't a commercial or an ad or alert. It was just this. This weird looking image appeared up, and from what I thought it looked like this. I'm glad I had it. Thanks to the site where I can download it, I was able to screenshot this. It's an envelope. What the
hell is that?
I don't know, but that showed up for like 2 or 3 seconds during the match. So I'm like, huh? We even got this on Google News talking about it. Weird images showed up on this week's edition of Friday Night Smackdown. So is this some sort of invitation? Because that's what a letter would mean, right? Mm-hmm. An envelope? I don't know. Does that mean somebody is coming during WrestleMania? Or somebody new is coming to SmackDown in general? We'll have to wait and see. In which case, one more image was showcased, but I'll mention it when it pops up in the story. So with that said, the Usos get the win alongside New Day against Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, John Morrison, as well as Robert Roode. And they fought pretty hard. That was one interesting little match. Before we get to the next match, Tucker, partner of the Heavy Machines, walks up to Sonya Deville, as well as Mandy Rose, to talk about how he feels about Mandy, knowing that she stood up his buddy, Otis, who he says is a good guy, despite his appearance, and the least she could have done was own up and admit to what she did was wrong, especially when she repeatedly said, well, not repeatedly, when she mentioned in a text message that she was going to be late. Especially considering she said that she was waiting for him the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mosquito hawk. I got away. But did you notice? Yeah, he came your way? Yeah. Did you notice they reacted funny when they mentioned text message?
What?
Yeah. Sonya and, both Sonya and Mandy Rose were like, text message? Where's he? So she got a chewing out from Tucker. But we are now left with a question. Why do they look like that when they mention a text message? Next up, I think you're gonna like this one. This gets us some interesting memories. With Braun Strowman singing with the big ass cello and using it like a guitar. Breaking it.
Braun Strowman and Elias versus Shinsuke
Nakamura
and Cesaro.
In
a
what?
Sympathy of Destruction match.
Basically, in this match, all instruments of variety of kinds, of different regions, including a gong, would be used as weapons in this no disqualification tag team tornado style match, including the fact that you can pinfall outside the ring. Just explaining the rules. Go ahead, my brother.
After Sami Zayn and Cesaro's protest concert went horribly wrong last week due to Intercontinental Champion Braun Strowman and Elias, the Monster Among Men and the Songsmith were out for Garnish this week in a Colossal against Cesaro and the returning Shinsuke Nakamura in a Sympathy of Destruction match. The rules of a Sympathy of Destruction match, well,
go ahead. I want to hear the rules.
Yeah. Essentially very few, but a lot of musical instruments were involved. Chaos was the primary song being played as the bout saw Elias crash through a table at ringside.
I think it said essentially, but there's no L. Yeah. There's no L, essentially. Well, maybe that is the L.
Strowman dropped Cesaro with a chokeslam on the apron, and Cesaro and Nakamura suplexed Strowman through a stand-up base. Strowman and Elias closed with authority when Elias drove Cesaro through a table with a top rope elbow, and Strowman dropped Nakamura with a running power slam atop a piano before getting the pin.
Yeah, there was a piano. There's a freaking piano. That sucker did not break, but definitely bent. And then later, the freaking piano tips over when Braun Strowman is on the edge.
Yeah.
It did not mention certain key points. There was trombones. There was what do you call those big things? They go, a tuba?
A tuba.
There you go. There was tubas being used, and Shinsuke Nakamura used a gong hammer mallet and went Chinese nunchucks on our asses and hit Elias, but then Elias was getting ready to get King Shasha a running knee, and instead Elias dodges out of the way, and ooh, you heard it. He gonged it one time with the mallet, and you heard the same gong when this time it was Shinsuke Nakamura's knee. Mm-hmm. Full throttle, breaking the gong's thing that was holding it up. Probably bent the damn gong too. Ow. Ooh, poor Shinsuke. That's going to take some knee surgery. I hope not. We are looking forward to seeing more of Shinsuke Nakamura. I love him or hate him. In which case, one part of the match everybody was screaming for was the fact the return of the cowbell. I guess it's a montage to Dusty Rhodes, because every time you hear his music, you just heard that, dum, 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 he's just a common man, that kind of thing. Everybody liked the cowbell for that reason. And my mom was looking at me like, you singing? Yeah, that's the lyrics to a song. And that was your time too, mama. That was your time. And she actually did this. This one's for you, bro. Look who is inducted into the Hall of Fame on the Moment of Bliss. Say it, my brother.
The Bella Twins. Thank the WWE Universe ahead of their WWE Hall of Fame induction during WrestleMania weekend this April. Alexa Bliss opened up another edition of A Moment of Bliss by welcoming the newest names announced to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this April during WrestleMania weekend, the Bella Twins. Nikki and Brie arrived to a massive ovation from the WWE Universe, but overwhelmed with gratitude for the honor. Nikki and Brie, who recently announced that they were both pregnant, thanked the WWE Universe for all their support over the years, and both were beaming over the thought of their induction this April.
After which we would have the match between Heath Slater and Daniel Bryan, husband to Brie Bella, and he brings their daughter, their first child, Birdie. In which case everybody's like, yes, yes, yes. And this is interesting. It's the second baby for Brie and the first baby for Nikki. Mm-hmm. John Cena didn't give no baby. But the dancer did. The one she went with the Dancing with the Stars. If they're still together, that's his baby inside her. Also, I want to give my 2 cents on this. Take nothing away from the Bellas. They did help majorly with the WWE Women's Revolution. Giving chances over chances over chances. And not to mention making Total Divas and Total Bellas hit singles rivaling, that's the word?
Yeah.
With the, on ETV, Living with the Kardashians and whatever. Mm-hmm. That was something interesting. But here's my bitter part. The sweet and the bitter. Why are they getting their induction so soon while they're still got a future? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're still talking about coming back, even though they're pregnant right now. Yeah. That means 9 months later, next year, they might make another match, another return. Mm-hmm. But I would think somebody like, well, that's right. Courtesy of one episode of After Dark, Vicky Guerrero would be on AEW. Mm-hmm. And she is, I don't know, I mean, her husband died a long time ago, Eddie Guerrero, so I guess they're throwing her as a cougar? Cause she kept looking at the guys and saying things like, ooh, he looks nice. I like, okay, that's what they're going with Vicky. And because of that, WWE doesn't want to do anything with Vicky Guerrero, despite the fact that she's a Vicky Guerrero, former general manager of Smackdown. One of the main people who came up with the concept of a punchline, excuse me! And she doesn't get to go into the Hall of Fame, but the Bellas who are younger than her get the chance? And how many other women who haven't been in WWE or WCW are not getting a chance to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, but the Bella Twins are? That's the only sour part, or bitter, that I'm being bitter with. I mean, happy for the Bellas, but there were more women that came before her.
Yeah.
Enough said. So, this year, the Bella Twins are getting inducted. So, that enough said. So, next part would be Daniel Bryan versus Heath Slater, round 2. With someone who's trying to give Heath Slater pointers is Drew Gulak. And while Heath Slater got the momentum on Daniel Bryan, he would actually try to actually go to the top rope, and Mr. Ground Style is like saying, no, don't go for it. No. Distracts him for like 5 seconds. He goes for the splash, misses miserably, and he gets for his troubles a submission hold, the yes lock, in which case he taps out immediately. Daniel Bryan gets the win and is congratulated by the WWE fans for the new baby, as well as for his wife and sister-in-law being inducted to the Hall of Fame. Yes, 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 yes. King Corbin gets his 2 cents on his match with Roman Reigns in a steel cage match at Super Showdown. Here you go, bro.
Next match, Naomi versus Carmella to earn the right to face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Super Showdown. After Carmella controversially lost to SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley in an instant classic last week. Naomi arrived and along with Carmella dropped Bayley. Following last week's confrontation with the champ, Naomi and Carmella clashed for the right to challenge Bayley for the title at Super Showdown. Carmella appeared to be closing in on victory where she trapped Naomi in the Code of Silence, but Naomi somehow dragged herself to the bottom rope to break the hold. Moments later, Princess Mela narrowly kicked out of the rear view, but Naomi sealed the win in a SmackDown Women's title match with a split leg moonsault.
Same as John Morrison's move, called the Morning Star Press. Also, I might be digging into this, but bear with me. It's Black History Month, and the one who's going against Bayley is a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing against it because it's Naomi. In case in point, she says Bayley has never beaten her once. So go for it. Yeah. Woo-wee. It's the appearance of Goldberg. There you go. We scared my mom. She poked her head up like, what? In which case, Goldberg gets his 2 cents on how he's going to handle Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. The Fiend. But when he does, he gets his 2 cents saying that he doesn't know what Bray or The Fiend or who or what they are. But either which way, he's going to be hammered at Super Showdown. That's when the Firefly Hunt and Funhouse music plays. In which case, Bray Wyatt is... I want to say this with a straight face. I can't. Because he's shaking his butt. He's like a sexy tool man. He's got a freaking kid toy set right there. He's shaking his butt like... Oh, I didn't see you there. Like, what the what the hell? What the hell, Bray? But then he says that somebody out there showcases his puppets, one after the other. The Sister Abigail, the doll, the vulture, the piggy, the rabbit. And in which case, he then says he has another friend. The lights go out, and we already know. And so does Goldberg, saying, "Hey there, Fiend. You're right behind me, aren't you?" He turns around, and this happens so fast. The second Bray Wyatt lunges his hands into the air, like real quick, like slow motion. Here comes Goldberg, spare! And he just lays him out, and right when he goes for a second spear, the lights go out again. The Fiend disappears. What up?
Bless you.
Thank you. So now the momentum going for Goldberg at Super Showdown is high. This is good. And that is the end of the night. While I look up 205 Live to take
my 2 cents on Goldberg.
Oh, do that.
Yes. I hope Goldberg wins the match at Super Showdown and becomes a 2-time Universal Champion.
Oh, yeah.
So while he's looking up 205 Live, a shout out to the members of the Heavens Monsters podcast. Myself, Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, and Andre Mitchell. A link to our 3 YouTube pages will be in the descriptions down below, as always. And a remaining shout out to T-Money, Pharaoh, Renee, Chris Petrie, and Delvin.
Yeah, buddy. Got it. We start the night off with the recap on the fact that what Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch had to go through with Arya Daivari as well as D. Brian Kendrick, only to retaliate while injured, thus making tonight's main event what I said in the last episode would be a tag team no disqualification match. But first up, we have the match of Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde.
Joaquin.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. In this match, Wilde had the one-up in their previous match. So in this match, this high-flying match going back and forth, we would have Mendoza countering Wild's finisher and even going to say, not this time, he throws him over and then hits the ropes and freaking in the air kicks him side of the head, getting the 1, 2, 3, and now we have ourselves an even tie on the scoreboard between Mendoza and Wild. Will there be a rubber match? I'd be upset if there wasn't. Yeah. Here's the next match, bro.
Next match. Singh versus Tyler Breeze.
Prince Pretty.
Yep. After Lio Rush was defeated by NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin in WWE NXT earlier in the week, Tyler Breeze tried to encourage the Man of the Hour, but Rush wanted nothing to do with Prince Pretty. He said, "Get the hell out of my face."
Yep, he was just encouraging him not to give up.
However, with title aspirations of his own, Breeze returned to WWE 205 Live to battle Singh. As the opening bell sounded, Samir engaged his usual antics, but his taunting backfired when Prince Pretty struck back and forced Samir to the outside to strategize with his brother. Breeze flattened Samir on the outside and pushed him back in the ring, only to be distracted by Sunil. Yeah,
you got it.
With Breeze outnumbered, the Singh brothers worked together to keep Prince Pretty on defense. As Sunil once again tried to aid his brother, Breeze fell from the top rope to the canvas, but he recovered in time to nail Samir with a supermodel kick to score the win.
Pow! That was fast, too. Next up is the main event. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch going up against D. Brian Kendrick and Ari Daivari in a no disqualification tag team match. These two would bring out everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Going AOV on you. In which case, they brought tables, ladders, chairs. Oh my. It would be so far out of question that they were going to throw everything into this match. They even went so far as to go and climb the top of the ladder when nothing's on the line. There's nothing up there to grab. They just go up there, just fall high and deal a lot of damage. While one time, D. Brian Kendrick goes and throws Oney Lorcan into a table, we would see Danny Burch have to deal with Ari Daivari with the ladder. And he counters it. But ultimately, in this match, it would end in the phase where, I gotta say this, I told him, we were watching it just a moment ago. Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, they pulled a heel move. Yep. They grabbed the duct tape. They taped D. Brian Kendrick's leg on the bottom buckle, in which case he could not get away because he couldn't even turn to maneuver and remove the tape that was strapped so deep around the buckle on his left leg, leaving Ari Daivari helpless on the announcer tables to get not one tag team DDT while Oney Lorcan holds his legs up. Danny Burch hits him with a heavy DDT. And then they take it to the ring to do it again and thus getting the win. And D. Brian Kendrick is just boiling. He's just giving them a death stare as best as he can, and they're happy they won the match. In other news, yeah, you want to cover this?
Yep. Captain's Challenge next week. Look at that.
It'll be NXT versus 205 Live. I'm happy for 205 Live. They get this opportunity.
Next week, WWE 205 Live original Tony Nese will pick 4 partners to face a team of chosen by NXT Cruiserweight Lio Rush for a 10-man elimination match that will take place next month. Additionally, the former Cruiserweight champions will go one-on-one with a captain's match next week. Don't miss WWE 205 Live next Friday at 10/9 Central, streaming live on the award-winning WWE Network.
It's award-winning?
That's what it says on the award winning.
What award did they win? That is the question. Most subscribed? They got over 10 million. Did they exceed that number now? They don't talk about that. They usually do. Like, what episode of WWE Monday Night Raw are we on now? See?
Yeah.
I'm confused. I don't know. Wait till the anniversary where they say 1,500 or 2,000 or 3,000, whatever. In which case, anything else to comment, my brother? On Smackdown or 205 Live?
On 205 Live, I'm looking forward to see Leo Rush being part of this 10-man elimination match.
But this is my 2 cents on that. With it being a cruiserweight type 10-man tag, who are the other 8 men that are going to be in those teams that fit the 205-pound weight limit or under? I know you would. You're less than 205.
Yep.
How much you weigh?
150.
There you go. Woo! Nice. I'm actually... No, I'm not that way. I'm about to say a W weight, but that's 300 pounds. I'm 230. In which case, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for this video. You like this video? Give it a thumbs up. You didn't? Give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast.
I'm Xavier Hill. This is SergDragon, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Peace. Hold up, guys. We almost forgot something, but mostly on my part. During this, we mentioned that there was a second image interruption. It was during when Mandy Rose was about to leave after, well, a few matches in between, but after she got scolded by Tucker. She would be looking through her phone, trying to figure out what's going on. And at that moment, we would see this image pop up.
See that?
There it goes. It's focusing. Look at that. The envelope is in the center this time around, but now we are surrounded by these balls shaped in a ring. Huh? I don't understand what the hell. Do you understand what this is going?
No.
It's an envelope. Wait. How many has that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that's not a clock. I was thinking because this might have been arrow hands, but no, that's not a clock. But still, like, what could that be? It's technological, so there's no way Chris Jericho's coming back. There's no way. That's not Chris Jericho. There's no way. Then who or what is that? And going on to the fact that while she was looking on her phone, like, she was looking for something. She probably was looking for that text message that Tucker and Otis were talking about. In which case, Dolph Ziggler is offering her a ride because she was waiting for a cab or Uber. Instead, he says, I got my car. Let's go. And she kindly accepts the invitation. And behind the equipment at that door is none other than Otis, who is looking very, very upset. He is just mean looking. So we just wanted to point that out and to question the mystery of what the hell that is. Okay, that's it, folks. We'll see you in the next video.